Hello, my name is Will, and I just recently saw Grand Theft Hamlet in theaters. I want to give you guys my off-the-cuff thoughts on this movie, both spoiler-free and spoiler premium. So whichever one you prefer, you can watch both, one or the other, as long as you watch something and leave a like down below. For those unaware, Grand Theft Hamlet is actually a pretty cool concept for a movie, especially for someone like me who's been following machinima, both the actual machinima channel and just machinima as far as it pertains to making movies inside video games since middle school. So essentially this is a documentary, is what it's being labeled, filmed entirely inside GTA Online. I have watched thousands of hours of GTA roleplay, so I am very familiar with GTA Online and the mechanics and the dynamics. So when I first heard about this just a couple weeks ago, I was very confused about how this would play out. And then once I learned that it was a documentary, that gave me a bit of a clearer idea that this wasn't just an hour-and-a-half long production of the actual play, but this is more so the process of how the play came to be. I think the main reason this film is getting as much hype as it is because the main two actors, Sam Crane and Mark Oosterveen, are actual actors in the UK who are out of work when this was filmed. This was filmed right at the height of the COVID lockdowns, 2021, 2022. So these were just two unemployed dudes who just started playing GTA Online to pass the time and stay connected. And from there, the idea sprouted to put on a production of Hamlet inside GTA Online. As far as the reception, it's actually been pretty stellar considering what the concept is. The critic score on Metacritic is an 82 out of 100, and the user score is 7.5 out of 10. That's a pretty resounding score for an indie film documentary filmed in Grand Theft Auto Online. There's quite a few barriers to entry for the mass public that would ever potentially enjoy this film. So considering the audience it has reached, that's a really, really great performance. It's been shown at festivals all around the world. I watched Grand Theft Auto Online in an AMC theater. That's awesome. No matter what the movie is about, that's cool. This is going to start my spoiler-free recap of the film, just my thoughts generally without getting too far into it. I did see this film with my wife, which I thought would be a good barometer for what a normie would think of this movie. She does play games casually, primarily Animal Crossing, but she does have, knowledge of video gaming through me and family and friends and all that stuff. So we went to see this movie together. We both agreed the movie started really strong. We thought it was pretty hilarious. It was pretty much in line with what I was expecting. It kind of captured the essence of GTA Online really well. One thing we also agreed on was that as the movie progressed, it perhaps got too serious and maybe a little too melodramatic. I don't know anything about the behind the scenes. It's purely speculation. It felt like there were times in the movie where there were conversations that had actually happened off the cuff and off camera. And then it was recreated so that they, had footage of it and they could actually put it together into the documentary. It was hard to tell if this is being labeled a documentary, meaning that everything is authentic unless it says in big letters, actor portrayal, reenactment, something up on the screen or something like that. You're assuming that everything you're seeing is authentic, raw, exactly as it played out. And there were too many scenes that felt a little in the gray area. Wasn't exactly clear if it was holding true to that. One part of the movie that I thought was really strong that I think even the general public would enjoy, even if someone doesn't follow gaming that much, is how it really showcased what an online community is like. If anyone has ever tried organizing anything in-game, it's hard to coordinate. If you're just talking to randos online, they could be on the other side of the planet. They could be a 9-year-old with a curfew. As we see in the movie, there's some characters that say they can do it and then back out. There's some characters that don't even have the game installed. They're using a family member's game. So I really liked how they captured that feeling. It felt very authentic to the online gaming experience. Shortly into the film, Sam's wife Penny gets involved. She essentially follows him around as the in-game camera woman. Her perspective is interesting too. I thought it was nice that she wasn't just purely there for, recording purposes, that she actually was a character and you got to learn her relationships between Sam and Mark and all the different actors that they meet. She was as much of a character as Sam and Mark was, and I think that was an excellent choice. The relationship between Sam and Mark is interesting to learn about. They're obviously close friends and in the same field of work, but in very different stages of their lives. So learning about what this play means to them, how much they're willing to put into it, why they care to begin with, that adds another nice personal touch to the overall documentary and makes you realize why they even bothered doing this. Personally, I would give Grand Theft Hamlet probably a 6.5 out of 10. I think my wife would probably put it at a 4, maybe 3.5, which I think is a triumphant W for someone who doesn't play video games too much. She sat through a 90-minute film and enjoyed it, didn't fall asleep. I saw her check her phone a couple times, but I would say a 4 is something to take to the bank. So Sam, Mark, if you ever see this, my wife is a big fan of your work. Like I said, I would say closer to a 6.5. I think just the fact this was done inside a video game, which I don't know if it has actually been done before, especially with the theatrical release, that itself is worth celebrating. I think the dynamic of finding these randoms and filming it from a documentary perspective, I think that was done really well. I think it captures that relationship that a lot of us have experienced before, you know, what it's like meeting people online and interacting with them. Capture that really well. And the fact, I mean, they pulled it off. They did Hamlet in GTA. That's pretty cool. With all that said, I would strongly recommend everyone go see this movie. Even if a 6.5 out of 10 for me doesn't, and a 4 for my wife doesn't sound like that great of a review, I think everyone should go see this, if for no other reason than just how novel the concept is, how unique this is. If you're a gamer, if you've been watching machinima, if that's like a nostalgic thing for you, this hits all those parts of your brain that you've been missing out on. It's a great achievement in filmmaking. I think it's a really unique concept. Doing this entirely in-game is an achievement on its own. And I think there's value to the story that's being told. I think the interactions you see Sam and Mark have with these people that they meet online is really interesting to see develop. The dynamic between Sam, Mark, and Penny as they not only put on the production, but also, you know, think about how to put on this documentary is really interesting as well. Overall, it's great. I think even if you just want to wait till it's available to rent for $3 on Prime or something like that, one way or another, see this movie. I think you'll be doing yourself a favor. It's a tight 90 minutes, so even if you don't like it that much, it's just 90 minutes. That's everything from me. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you've seen Grand Theft Hamlet, or if you just like machinima in general, let me know. I would love to talk about machinima with you guys in the comments. So yeah, appreciate you watching. Goodbye. I do what I need to stop all the fussing. Ride around the city just to kill time. Someone tries to attack me, gonna hide. I'll keep it safe, I'll die trying. Ain't no one gonna hurt you while I'm alive.